Good morning, everybody. KP here again. It's been a while since I did a cooking video, so I figured I'd make a pot roast this morning. Yesterday it was 80 degrees. I woke up this morning, it was 48 degrees. Big temperature drop. So I figured I'd cook something hearty for the cooler temperatures outside. As you see here, I got me a nice chunk of meat with a lot of fat on there. Some people like a lot of fat on their meat. I don't care too much for it. The wifey likes it, so I do a combination. Some fatty meat, some just regular old meat. Which you can't really say is regular old meat due to the fact that it's meat. And it's really good. I will be cutting some of this fatty meat off. I'm going to leave this whole section like that. That way it'll help soak up some of the flavors and everything that's in the pot already. Which I already went ahead and seasoned my pot. I got the water in there. I'm just going to be cutting the meat now. And I'm going to wash my hands right quick. And cutting up my vegetables and putting it all together. I got a whole bunch of eyeballs staring at me. Everybody knows. Dogs, cats, and all that knows that when I cook, they always get free samples. Unfortunately, they just want to stare at me. But anyway, I will be cutting some of this fat off. Won't be a lot of it, but I will be cutting some of the fat off. That way it can fit in the pot. I'm cooking it in my crock pot. And cutting it to my taste. Excuse you. Just because you're cute looking doesn't mean that you can just creep up on it like that. Saw it over here, already begging for a handout. All right, here you go. At least you caught it. Samson. A little bit for the Samson. Sauter got his bite. Now I gotta give Thor his. Uh-oh. There he goes. That's all. Here you go. All right. I'm gonna cut some of this off too, but I'm gonna leave all this right here, the fat in the center right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and I might take some of this off and leave the rest of that. That way I still got some fatty meat on there. There we go. That way the puppers get their fair share of the meat. Alright. That's all I'm going to cut off. Still got some fatty meat on there. Still got this chunk that's going in the pot. And the rest of this is going to go to the puppers. Alright, ready, Sauter? Catch Sauter. Good boy. Samson. There's your chunk. Door. Oh, and an extra piece for Sauter. Alright, y'all got y'all's. Now leave me alone. We go wash my hands. Oh, knock it off. Y'all got y'all's. Y'all got y'all fair share already. So. Alright, I got my cutting board cleaned up. Now it's time to start cutting some vegetables to put in my pot roast. Got some onions, potatoes, carrots, some disgusting celery, but it does make the pot roast taste good. And the cats are going crazy. They're running all over the place. And they're going to drive me nuts. That's not all what I got. I got more over here. But just to show y'all. Alright, celebrate all this. Put that back over there. And I will use this whole onion in there. I do like onions. I remember being a kid at grandma's house. She would get done cooking Sunday dinner. Good times, I swear. And after she gets done doing all the cooking, serving, and cleaning up the dishes, at the end of the day, when it's time for her to relax, she'd sit on the couch with a half an onion and watch the Lawrence Welk show. Yeah, that should tell you how old I am. Anyway, she'd eat that half an onion while eating the Lawrence Welk show. In case some of y'all youngsters don't know what Lawrence Welk is, it was an old TV show that played music and stuff like that. Just reference. And I have built up an immunity to the raw onions. Cutting fresh onions. I don't cry. I don't get watery eyes when I do this. But if y'all have that weakness of crying when cutting up raw onions, take a candle and light it up on the side of you where you're cutting the raw onions at, and it'll help take that gas away and burn it away so you don't have the teary eyes. It doesn't have to be perfect, especially for what I'm doing. Go add this to the crock pot. And what you already got my seasoning in there in the crock pot. I got it already on warm, so because I'm gonna cook this on low all day. It's 9:30 as I started this video, and by the time it gets done, it's gonna be about 5 o'clock, 5:30, something like that. Well, the wifey's last one is at 4:30, so an hour plus going and picking her up. So I'm looking at about 6 o'clock. That way it's good and done, cooked all the way through. But you know how a crock pot does. Gotta love it. Alright, we got that in there. Some people peel their potatoes on doing this. Some people don't. I went ahead and washed all these up, got them ready to go. All I'm going to do is just chop them up like this. You can leave them as halves or cut them up even smaller, which I will be doing multiple. You know, like got a whole potato right there. Take this one, cut it down like that. Come back. Still bad. I don't like using spots like these, so I always cut those out. like that. I don't like that neither. So I'll go ahead and cut those off. Put that in my compost heap in the backyard. Be good to go. Oh, my finger. A lot of people ask me who taught me how to cook. Nobody taught me how to cook. I learned by doing it myself. Always wanted to know how to cook. Plus, being a young man, yes, I got married at a young age. And I got divorced at a young age too. But that goes without saying. The wife that I had, she's a good woman and everything. But most of the women nowadays, I hate to say it, but some of them don't know how to cook. Not all of them, but I know a lot of women who loves how to cook. Knows how to cook, loves how to cook. I think it's also good for a man to know how to cook too. That's why I'm teaching my little monster how to cook. As y'all seen some of the videos, him making pizza, mac and cheese. I'm slowly working him up to better stuff. Here lately, he's been on a red bean kick. Red beans and rice. So I'm gonna start teaching him how to cook red beans and rice. Let me put this in the pot. All right, I got the meat, potatoes, and onions in the pot already, along with the seasoning. So I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting up some carrots. Or knock it off. I can't help you don't like carrots. They're good for your eyes, dude. I love carrots raw. I don't like them cooked so much, but for what I'm doing right now, it's good for the pot roast. Bad part about it is they like to roll. You cut them and they want to roll away. One of the good things about pot roast, you can always add whatever kind of seasoning you like. Me, I'm a fan of statical fire, as a lot of y'all know. But here lately, I've been getting on a kick with the salty cracker. In case y'all know who that is, the guy from Louisiana that does crazy little videos. He goes by the name of the salty cracker. Never met the dude personally, but from what I've seen of his videos, he's a nut. Another good thing about him is he's a fellow Louisianian. So I gotta help promote people too. So, all right, now that I got the carrots all cut up, I don't like this stuff, but I'm gonna put it in there anyway. Some celery. Oh, knock it off, Samson. You don't like celery neither? Here you go over there growling every time I talk about it. Alright. Got the meat chopped up the way I like it. Got onions, potatoes, and seasoning already in the crock pot. Got the celery and the carrots chopped up. All I gotta do is just add that and let it cook. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you some of the seasoning I like using. Zydeco Fire, and that's the salted cracker. You can see it, both of them being used. I know for a fact you can get this one, you can order this one online, and they ship all over the United States. Not so much about this one, but I can find out. All you gotta do is let me know. I know I got some of this one here going to some people I know already. And this one, I done sent this to a bunch of people I know. They all like this one. So I'm gonna try everybody out of that too, so. Seriously? Doing good, dude? Be glad when you start feeling better. I'm gonna go put this stuff in the crock pot. And that's what it looks like all together. Got your potatoes, your meat, onions, carrots, and celery. We're good to go. All I do is let it cook. Let it cook on low for about 2 hours. Then I'm gonna crank it up a little bit. Let it get cooked going pretty good. Then I'll lower it back down and let it slowly cook in. That way the meat is nice and tender. It will fall apart in the crock pot like my meat always does. If you've ever seen some of my cooking videos before, you'll see how my meat is. Yeah, it just breaks apart. Look at that stuff. Just got to cook it a little while longer. Get that broth to thicken up. It'd be good to go. See how it's just still falling apart? Nope. It went splash down. Look at that. That just peels off. Just a regular old pot roast with potatoes, onions, carrots, and a little bit of celery. And you have your good hearty meal. Guess I'll go ahead and end the video here. Later.